Talk all this time, have I? Or should I have? So I've been talking all this time to myself and nobody heard me. Absolutely awesome. Oh, so, welcome in the Charger in the commentary booth. Hello, Charger.
Hello.
Did you sustain a little bit of... Oh, there's another car spinning around.
Yes, and I think I probably took someone else out as well, which I just had to quit out.
Yeah, you took FX with you.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, seemed like you just took FX for a little bit of excursion. Meanwhile, I've been talking my heart out, talking about how Jake Moore was not part of this race, as he felt the car was a little bit unpredictable, and the
Well, he's got a 24-hour iRacing, I think.
Ah, okay then.
Yeah, Rigel's out tonight.
And I've been talking about the people not drinking too much when they have commitments. Something I had failed to avoid right now. So yeah, if you're noticing that I'm talking a little bit out of what is ordinary, yeah, I had a couple of beers celebrating a birthday. But it's alright. We are here, on the mountain, Bathurst, the one and only, the best track in the world. You can quote me on that. Currently looking on Martin Schaefer chasing down Rigby Nersley. So now that we have you, Charger, in the commentary, how was the mountain in the Mercedes?
Very unpredictable.
Yeah, we had Jake Moore also a little bit of not complaining, but like mentioning in the chat that the Mercedes was really unpredictable. Like he felt he had a terminal understeer on a lap, and lap after that it was just terminal oversteer.
I was just talking to FX. I don't think it was him that I was trying to get the car straight, really difficult on that part of the track there because you can't really go forward and reverse enough to get it swung around. And I must have reversed into someone. I think it might have been Jack.
Maybe, but I don't see FX in the race anymore.
No, I saw him in the pits and he came out got an SG3.
Yeah, looks like this race is gonna be more of a race attrition of who is gonna survive the hour and 50 minutes of Bathurst at night. Is it supposed to be get darker or get sunnier throughout the race? Do you know?
The time's set to local time, to what we've got here, the ST. So it's not going to get lighter because it's 11 p.m. in Australia now.
Meanwhile, this Martin Jeff around the outside. No, he just has to back off into the chase. Martin not having the balls to just stick the car on the outside of Rigman Elsley, so they're just going behind each other through the chase. Now let's into the final corner. Can Martin get the good run through the chase? No, into the. It's the Maris corner, probably the Maris corner. I should know that. Now to the start-finish straight, and let's see if Martin can get the braking and turning into turn 1 right. Maybe get a good run out onto the mountain straight and into the. I should know that corner name, but I don't. Let's see, into turn 2, but it seems like he has lost a little bit of time that he has gained over the mountain. So now currently just holding on into P7 that he is right now. The fighting going on between Adam Sharp and Mad Al. Let's see, side by side over the mountain straight they go, and looks like Adam is slowing down? No, he's not. I literally can't see what is going on the screen at this point, but yeah, it looks like he's going a little bit slower. As he's been overtaken by Sergio Rafael Lenk? No? Yes? No? I should not be doing this at this point.
It's very dark. You can't really see, can you?
Can't see after 3 beers, and I don't know at this point how many shots of vodka and guitar.
Drink a few more and you'll be seeing 2 of them.
If I drink a little bit more, I'll be seeing sound. Well, it is Adam Sharp currently behind Mad Owl. Oh, and there is a little bit of touch to the wall for Mad Owl, the head steward of the RWB. Has made a mistake and is trying to carry on, but that's gonna be a lot of damage for the man. So now go into the Bentley Forest elbow that it is. Let's see if Mad Owl can hold on to his positions, and already somehow Nigel Wood has got a drive-through penalty on the mountain. That's gonna be a. I can't keep my voice going for a few minutes straight. Nigel Wood with the drive-through penalty, that's gonna be speeding in a pit lane for sure. Oh god, I should not be doing this at this point, really. But Charger, what do you think of this race?
I'm going to be quite interested to see how many finish. We had 28 supposed to start. I think we only had 22 start. The weather's killing it, I think, for a lot of people. I'll be interested to see how many actually finish.
Well, yeah, just a few laps of the Bathurst are enough for you to get the blood pressure and the nerves going without a mistake. And definitely just 2 hours of drive without many mistakes, with the high pace that the leaders are putting in. It's gonna be a tough one for sure to survive.
Yeah, there's been a lot of complaints about the car and track combo, and it is pretty tough actually. It's I mean, I was just talking to FX there, and his wheel snapped. The car snapped, and he snapped out of his hands. And I had the same thing coming down the Conrad Straight. I think it's Conrad Straight, in the big straight.
And there we have a spinner. What was looking number 4, Mad Al, with another mistake, and that's definitely gonna be a visit to the pit lane for the man.
It's terrible.
Well, backwards is terrifying in any car at this point. Not even in a Mercedes. Oh, and a bit of slow down there for Madel. Yeah, there's gonna be definitely some big damage to that car. And the middle-aged driver that is Al. Yeah, that will take a little bit of care surviving this. But has Mercedes actually won the Bathurst race at some point? Probably not. The closest they would have gotten is the 2016 or the 17 12 hour. When they were fighting off with the Maranello Motorsport Ferrari. And Al finds the pit lane finally. For a little bit of safe haven that there is on this track. Yeah, there's a lot of damage on the front of that Mercedes. Hmm? There is Rick Benosley taking the shortcut over the Brooks skyline that we saw as he is currently keeping up ahead of Martin Schaefer, but Schaefer putting up a lot of pressure onto Rick. Let's see now onto the corner straight. If Martin Schaefer can get enough of a slipstream and get past Rick into the braking zone, it will be a tough one to do. But it doesn't feel like he's close enough to try at least a little bit of dive down the inside. Apparently just sticking in behind Rick and using him as a little bit of slipstream. Oh boy, I don't feel really good. Should I even be doing this?
Get yourself a bin or something to throw up in if you need to.
I don't mean that bad, but it's just like I don't know what to do at this point. I don't expected this. Now over the mountain straight. And there's a stop go for Mad Al. What has the man done? So probably looks like a speeding in the pit lane for Mad Al as these two are going nose to the back end. Let's go a little bit of on board from Martin Schaefer, trying to chase down the Mercedes of Rick Binnersley over the mountain. Yeah, it's all the way to the limit over the top of the mountain through the really fast bits. And just trying to be as brave as you can be through the skyline and the dipper. Now to the forest elbow, let's see who can get a better run as Martin Schaefer gets close under the braking, but a little bit of wide on the exit, a little bit late on the acceleration, and that just allows Rick to pull away a little bit on the Martin straight, on the corner straight. And Martin just cannot get into the slipstream to gain that important time. They look now from the rear wing of Rick Binnersley and see what he can see in his rear view mirrors, the pressure that is the lights behind him.
So hello to Martin in the stream. Hello, Martin. I'm drinking. So is Racer. You having a sip?
We're having a little bit of tag team drinking going on.
We're having a party.
Yeah, it isn't buffers with a little bit of party as Martin makes his way past Rick the Rusty, but goes a little bit unsettled through the turn 2 into the cutting. Martin keeps the position, although Rick was looking on under the rear wing, and they survive and go on through for another lap over the mountain. Ooh, and a little bit sliding through Rick as he caught a tiny bit off the curb, going through what would be Salman Park, probably. Just looking from the onboard, you can't see much of the circuit, even though you have those powerful GT3 lights that illuminate everything. As Martin Schaefer goes a little bit off the line, but they still manage to keep it going.
You see Dale Kelleher there, struggling with the car around here, keeps randomly snapping on me. Yeah, it's happening to a lot of us. It's brutal as well when it does it. You just can't hold on to the car at all.
Well, it's
That's where it
buffers.
snapped on me right there, just on that right hander.
Well, buffers is always just the survival of the fittest. And for 12 hours, that is the real race. It's gonna be a hard one. But I would say in the hour 50 for these guys, it's gonna take lots of, I would say lots of patience and concentration from them, hitting all of the braking points correctly.
Well, much respect to those that actually finish it. That's all I can say.
I remember my first race on ACC. I did not manage to get even like half an hour without hitting the walls. Even though I consider it my favorite track probably in the world. It's just so hard having to keep it off the walls as Rick just touches them a little bit and you can see it live. And that's a lot of hits to the outside wall. And that's gonna probably hurt for the 888 Mercedes. Just releases Martin Schaefer to go a little bit without any pressure. Meanwhile, pressure that is mounting on D-Bug currently in the top 10 positions between him and Adam Sharp. As it is the fight between the AM and the silver class in the race. Although currently, even though the drivers are being selected, are being shown as different class, its overall scoring for everyone at this point is ooh, that's a little bit of tap for Adam Sharp going out of the forest elbow. But since we have Charger in the commentary booth, just a question, is there any thinking of maybe using the driver rating that there is currently going on RWB to have a different scoring system for these kind of races?
It's not something we've looked at yet because it's fairly in its infancy, but it's being used at the minute. So, I mean, as you can see, Carlos Barros, who's classed as he would be bronze or silver in our rating, he's doing quite well. So is D-Bug. Badowski's gold. The others are silver, I think. No, he could. Yeah, it could be silver. We may do. Yeah, you're talking about subclasses for driver classes, sort of thing, driver ratings. I think it probably something we will do, yeah. But the problem is, you see, when someone first races us and registered on the website, they have no rating, so it would skew it anyway.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, but that's why probably there is no rating when you start. you need to have some races under your belt to be, so you can also they can measure the level you are at, if you are the gold rating or if you are someone who is for the silver rating. But I've just been joking around a little bit in the previous races that we have also the Platinum Plus rating, being just like a Jake Moore rating at that point, because he was just being so faster than everyone, then basically dominating the races.
I don't know the actual rating thing because I'm not allowed to, because people will ask me. But I know Platinum Plus or Platinum is quite hard to achieve. It's not relative to the Platinum in the game. We have Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Platinum Plus. If anyone gets Platinum or Platinum Plus, they are the relative alien.
The confirmed alien of the game, of the RWB servers, there is not the esports players.
The problem is ICC only reflects 3, doesn't it? Pro-Am, and Pro.
Well, ACC reflects all of them, the AM, Silver, Pro-Am and Pro, but the Pro-Am is only if you... It does not reflect the Pro-Am at this point, thinking about it.
I'm not sure actually how it works, but they've only got the 3, haven't they? Red, silver, and white or platinum.
Well, yeah, because it's kind of hard to classify a single person as Pro-Am. So we are just stuck with the Silver and the Am and the Pro categories. Pro-Am, I think, works if you have multiple people in the car for the endurance races. But it is hard to get that somehow working through the game. But
Yeah,
definitely...
the classes that are running tonight are actually loaded from our ratings. So it overrides everything else.
Yeah, but it will be definitely interesting to see when the RWB rating system gets going and like actually has enough data to assign the classes correctly to everyone, because you currently see Doe being classed as a silver driver, although he is in P2. Although some silver drivers in real life are also quite fast. It has to get a little bit of time to adjust everyone correctly to their class. Something I forgot to make, how would I say, a little bit of disagreement for my rating when it comes to the classes, but alright.
Yeah, Door's not far off gold, to be fair. He's got 25 races on his rating, whereas I've got about 125. So there is quite a lot of data there. It goes back to, I think, February. But again, if you're new to running our races on the website, then you're not going to have any previous rating.
Yeah, I've been little bit of complaining from my side, being classed as what was it, bronze 3. Feeling like
That's not bad.
But this is being classed as silver sounds better than bronze.
Yeah, but if you're bronze 3, you're not far off silver.
Yeah. It was just a little bit of me, like almost finishing the top 5 in the previous season of Constructors. Just complaining a little bit how I can be bronze even after that.
It's relative to the people that you're racing with. If you beat people of a higher rating, then your rating goes up a lot more.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
past Constructors, how can you beat Radek Shula in your own class is... that was a little bit of the question for everyone in the GT4s back then.
There's a simple answer to how do I get my rating up. You do better.
Get good.
Get good, yeah.
Adam Sharp is still trying his best to get past debug. 5 days going on P9, Adam has been trying his hardest. But it just can't get past. West goes a little bit to the inside, into the chase. But for no avail right now. It's been something that is going on throughout this season, or this event, that is the Clash of the Warriors, with the cars being so similar, with a little bit of sideways going from a sharp. As the cars are so similar, well, basically the same, it is sometimes tough to get an advantage on the car you try to pass, because you have the same machinery, it's gonna behave basically the same way. There is not much you can do. But it is a little bit of challenge for the drivers because they have to adapt to a new car every week. As we already had the duo of Aston Martin GT3 and GT4 cars, and also the Porsche GT3 and GT4. With this being the penultimate round, it's gonna be also an interesting one for the championship fight.
I think you just got flamed on YouTube from Hugo Gomez. You're bronze because you're slow.
Oh, Potato, of course, yes. Wait, let me find the man. Oh yeah, a message from Martin Schaefer. Where is he right now? Currently in P6, the man. I'm bronze because I'm slow.
Oh, is that from Martin Shaver?
Yeah, it is from the Team Regatta Racing Division owner. The team named after third. Well, yeah, Martin, let's see how fast you are this time. Probably P6 being a little bit faster than I could manage, but still, as my good friend said, there is still enough time to quit. But more interesting than Martin right now being the fight for P10 between Adam Sharp and Emil Sieblom. Or maybe Adam Sharp and Debug for P9, with Emil just looming behind them. Hugo Gomez already say to Martin, not me. Yeah, we should have been racing supercars at the Bremgarten today, but things took a little bit of different turn. As we have the 899 car of Dick Keller, well, in the pit lane, but what looked to be a hard incident on the top of the mountain. It might be just another retirement from this race, other than RWB Charger that is on his lap for 30 minutes right now.
Yeah, it was a long lap.
Yeah, took a little bit of sightseeing through there, I see.
In response to Martin Pater, you actually have 23 races recorded, Martin. You're bronze 3, so you're doing okay.
I don't know, just the name Martin Pater kind of rings a bell to me, but I can't just put it into like where he is. It seems like he should be faster than me, than bronze 3, but I don't know, I guess we shall see at the 9 hours of Nürburgring that is coming up really shortly. Should be like 2 weeks away from now.
Yeah, that's I think it's about 150 in that. That's going to be interesting, that one.
Yeah, I still haven't practiced the track and got the guys going for it. Although the team is signed up, nobody knows what we are gonna be driving there anyway. But hey, that's the fun of the endurance. You figure it out all just a week before, don't you?
We've been working in the background as a team. We've got the livery sorted. We just got to work on a setup that works for all of us.
Obviously, the livery is the most important part of the
Oh,
car.
of course, yeah.
If it looks fast, it is fast.
We've gone with the Bentley.
Oh, with the boat. Probably.
The Bentley, yeah, I've not driven it before, so it'll be interesting.
I did once. We ran out of brakes during the 12 hours.
Oh, that inspires me. Inspires a bit of confidence. Thanks for that.
Yeah, for 9 hours it should be fine, but I remember with just 11 hours done, yeah, the brakes should be alright, and just half an hour before the race they've gone red, like the inside of the brakes on the UI is gone red, like, oh shit, okay. But that has been a fun experience, so yeah, you should be fine. But it's really weird because the steering wheel is on the wrong side of the car.
The right side of the car.
No, it's on the wrong side
The
of the
car's
car.
on the right side of the car.
As we all know, the steering wheel should be, wait, where is it? On the left.
It depends from your point of view.
It should be on the left. But that's okay.
It's a
You
Bentley.
can be wrong.
Mind you, yeah, it's probably German, isn't it, Bentley?
Bentley should be more the most British car that there can be at this point. We have a beautiful side-by-side action between Adam Sharp and what looks to be Damien Wilk, the Polish driver, trying to hang on and gain a position into the top 10. After a little bit of mistake from Adam, let's see, into the turn 2. Sharp has the outside line and Wilk backs out as he cannot hang it around the outside. So Adam keeps the position, survives for another lap. But let's see if something changes between these two. You know, Emil Sjöblom has gained on this and is now into the top 10. Maybe new kind of a challenger for Debug, as he is up to a really good race currently with P2 in the AM class. But back to the 9 hour. Funnily enough, we are the only team that has decided to take the Honda NSX. Even though my teammates have been, let's say, not amused by the car choice.
You taking the GTR?
No, the NSX Honda.
Is there a Honda?
Yeah, there's one Honda that is us.
Does anyone ever drive the Honda?
No. I don't know. Lots of people find it to be a weird car, and it kinda is. But if you get it set up right and you can feel the car correctly, it's a really interesting machine to drive. It definitely sounds good. Let's see now. Emil Sjöblom currently on the back of Debug. He has gained a lot during the previous laps. Maybe there will be a challenge for position soon. With beautiful inside shots of the car. You can see just the walls coming at you at light speed. There's just something different about Bathurst with being not as long, but the concentration that you have to have on the track all the time. Just something you could compare a little bit to the Nordschleife when it comes to it. Like, you need to be on your toes all the time. It's just the slightest mistake is just gonna send you away into the shadow realm.
Yeah, I don't think being dark helps much, does it?
Let's see. Now in the slipstream, Emil Sjöblom, tries to go show his nose around the outside, debug defends his position, but Emil is not close enough to have any challenge for the position yet. It would be funny if I fall asleep and you're stuck watching from the rear wing of debug for the entirety of the race. Not be the preferred option, I would say. Yeah, Emil is closing a little bit through the mountain and the twisty bits. And we are back now to the Khan Road straight onto the flat out bit of the circuit with the chase chicane that has been constructed to slow the cars down. Meanwhile, they have created the fastest corner that there is in the Australia. And a beautiful move right now by Emil Sjöblom around the outside of the chase. He makes it stick, and upper position for him it is. Now it is only the chase after Christian Barras.
Ooh, another cheeky beer, why not?
Another beer.
Be rude not to, wouldn't it?
That is never bad time for the beer. Some of they say it is 5 AM somewhere at this point. Let's see the smallest gap right now being between Damien Wilk and Adam Sharp. The fight to get into the top 10 positions for Wilk. We have not seen many top 10 outings for the man during this series. This might be his small break that he needs to gain the positions and gain the edge over other, let's say, opponents that he's facing in the AM class. Although with Debug and Barras being quite ahead in front of him. But a small question for Charger, how is it difficult to adjust to a different car every week?
It's not that easy, to be honest. especially if you haven't driven the car before. A lot of people, I think, in ACs they stick with the same car, don't they?
Yeah.
But we like to mix it up and get people out the comfort zones, and this week's certainly got people out the comfort zone, I think.
Well, backwards is enough for leaving the comfort zone as it is, even in the car that you know, and just throwing your car into that you don't know much about. That's like being thrown into the lions then. They are surviving, they're keeping up with the pace. For most, we could say it's quite a success for now.
The next league will be interested with the top 25 reverse grid after the first race. That's definitely going to be, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that the 2021 GT series, season 2.
Yeah, I'd just like to say publicly you can blame Jack Camalato for that one because he came up with the original idea. So anything goes wrong, directed at Jack.
That's gonna be lots of fun, same as it is with the Constructor series from Damien Wilk. Anything goes wrong, blame Damien. Yeah, but it will be interesting one with the series rules that are in. Mainly with the reversing of the grid. It will be lots of fighting back from the pack for lots of fast drivers and maybe some unexpected results from others if they can keep the car in one piece.
I think there'll be a lot of people trying to get in the top 25 as well, so they'll be trying a bit harder to get to that next race where they might be at the front.
As into the pit lane it is for Damien Wilk and for what looks to be Debug and also RWB Tyrion.
I'd be interested to see what fuel strategies they've done because you can't do this on a full tank.
Well, the only race that you could have done on full tank in this series was the previous one with the Timeband GT4s around. What was it? The Branch Hatch in a little bit of rain. Yeah, that was quite hard for the drivers trying to keep the car on the tarmac, but they have managed to do that. But we probably cannot do 2 hours on a full fuel tank in anything in ACC. And it seems like Damien Wilk has managed to pass Debug in the pit lane, so probably some damage that had to be fixed on the number 12 AM class Mercedes. Out of the pit lane goes Debug, meanwhile Damien Wilk already almost at the turn 2.
I was just looking at what Marty says there. Not sure what you mean there, Marty.
Oh, neither do I understand what's to be said there.
Oh, out of the comfort zone. Yeah, got you. Yeah. Yeah, well, the next league is one car, so it should put everyone back in the comfort zone, although it's going to put people out the comfort zone when they're faster and put to the back. So,
Well, yeah, but you have the car, the thing
yeah.
that makes you happy, you know. My usual choice would be the Ferrari. Although I've been trying to maybe find something different to drive at some point, doing for example, the Lexus at the RST series, not the endurance, but what was it, RST Competizione series. Just trying to survive in that one, and it was a little bit of difference. With a different car that I do not usually drive. But yeah, after that, it was definitely back to the Ferrari as soon as possible.
The surprise for me was the Porsche around Barcelona. I was dreading it, but actually, it's one of the best races that I've enjoyed, and a lot of people were pumped after it. It was such a frantic, race, and there wasn't a lot of incidents really. So the one I thought that was really going to scupper me is actually not the one that did. This one is probably the worst one, And I've driven this car before. I hadn't driven the Porsche.
Yeah, the Porsche is what's that? The Porsche is a really weird one because it can oversteer through the corner really easily if you don't get it correct. Mainly on the braking and the turning. So it definitely is a car that you need to get used to at some point.
I got given quite a good setup for it, so it actually felt quite stable.
Well, the setups are usually the part of your successes, and while Plate is currently going into the pit lane. He was fighting though for P2, so probably trying to gain a position in the strategy. And let's see if it is going to pay out for the man with almost hour remaining. It's gonna be just a short fuel splash for him. But interesting is this that Doe has already managed to. Well, he has managed. Marko Badowski has managed to just ease out the gap of 12 seconds over him. That's quite a great pace for Marko, I have to say. Who has just been going strong for the duration that we've been going throughout the race with 50 minutes remaining. It's basically almost half of the race done. It'll be interesting to see how much can Marko keep off the pace without making any fundamental mistakes throughout the race.
Was he pitted, yeah?
Enough. HR, not that I feel like I should leave, but I should probably hit the bed at this point. Yeah, I would like to keep going, but I don't think I would put anything meaningful to the table at this point. It's just a sleepy thought at this point. Uh, yeah, next week maybe it will be a little bit more fun, but I have to leave now. I'll see you next time.
Not a problem. We'll just let the race run.